Oh, the bat fucking time. They're in the lobby, by the way. They're in the session.
Hola.
That fucking time.
Sorry, I lost track of time, but why do I have another update? What the fuck is this?
They're in session.
Yeah, I thought they would be.
That door not load in anyway. I'm just gonna put.
This one shouldn't hopefully take too long. Mate, this is pissing me off.
Everyone, we can't, can we?
What?
Tag everyone, can we?
I know what you're saying.
I said we can't tag everyone.
Don't think so.
Just waiting for it to load in. Oh. Yeah, after your internet went for a second.
Yeah. I changed from Wi-Fi to LAN. I thought it would do it automatically, but it didn't.
Mine's still on Wi-Fi, but I need to get the thing sorted out.
I literally done everything the other day because I was downloading like Dirt 4 and Need for Speed. I've done every single update I had on this fucking thing, and then I pop back on here and it's got like this little shitty update. I don't even know what the hell this is for.
So I'll quickly do this while I wait for you. So welcome everyone to Rapid Pixel Racing. We are here at round 21 for the Portugal track. I'm here obviously joined by my lovely commentator and partner in crime, DXT Nevo, although he's got another shitty update. But Alex, how you doing today, pal?
Yeah, not too bad. I was doing alright until I found out I had another update.
I'm not surprised.
I even prepared myself. Like, I'd done everything. Like, I was like, sick, I'll come back, I can get it set up. I lost a bit of track of time, then I had to put my daughter to bed. But then I was like, alright, okay, can do this, easy. Plug it in, it's like, oh, update. I was like, you fucking what?
It's always you, man. It's always you.
Mate, it's because I go on like my thing like once a fucking week, but I usually check like the day before. So if anything happens, because obviously I work throughout the day as well. So by the time I get back, it's about 6:30. Then I've got to maybe sort of. What is this? There? Do you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my screen went blank. No, yeah, my screen went blank. And so I get back about 6:30 or something, and then I have to do dinner and everything for Olivia, and then think about getting her to bed, and then I plug it in, thinking, oh, everything's all cushy, and then fucking this happens. Piece of shit. Right, I am now in the game, so I can load it in, and then I can get onto the YouTube.
Alright, so while you're doing that, I will quickly run through the standings first. Okay, so we'll start off with the driver standings. Moylan's currently leading the way in the Alpine on 347 points. In second, we have Johnny Stokes with 281 in the McLaren. We have third place, we have Chubb in the Aston Martin with 221 points. Then we have Scotty in the Aston Martin Red Bull with 213 points. Avi, not far behind, with 198 points. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. There's in the Mercedes. Then we have Dutch Phase in the McLaren with 195 points. 3 points separate those two. Then we have James Au in the Ferrari on 99 points. We have Erez in the Mercedes on 97. In Al Jadifa in the AlphaTauri on 76. Speedy number 25, aka Joe Roberts, in the Alfa Romeo on 36 points. We have El Stefano in the Alpine on 31. Bozeman in the Aston Martin on 21. Rob Sim Racer in the Williams on 20 points. Carl in the Alfa Romeo. So I saw something weird there. In the Alfa Tauri on 14 points. Lulu Williams in the Williams on 11 points. Neles B in the Aston Martin on 9. Then we have Hodzojo with 6 points in the Haas. Freesync in the Alfa Romeo with 4, tied with Liam Shane. And last but not least, we have Brooker Bronco, who's yet to score a point. Now, what that does to the constructors. McLaren are leading the way with 476 points. And then Alpina in second with 393 points. There's a big 83-point gap separating those two teams. Moylan's doing his best to try and catch that gap up. We have Mercedes in third with 295 points. Aston Martin in fourth with 290. Sorry, I keep saying Aston Martin. Red Bull with 290. Aston Martin with 230. We have the Ferrari with 107. AlphaTauri with 100. Alfa Romeo with 95. Williams on 37. And Haas bringing up the rear with 16 lovely points. There's a couple of messages gone off in the chat. I'll quickly read those out. Scotty, Michael massied me and broke my game. I guess I'll have to watch this one with you guys. Hope I can get in for the race. I'm sure you can. I don't know how it works anymore. I think they have apparently fixed this glitch where you can rejoin or you can join during the session. So you can
yeah,
try.
Apparently that was last update. They
I think you can join in the session. So give it a go. We have Mrs. Carl. Hi, Mrs. Carl. How are you doing? Cheering on your boy. Oh, no, he's not in today. So no Moylan today. So who are you going to be cheering, Mrs. Carl? Oh, top 5 quali predictions. Now this track is a bit of a bit.
She'll actually have to cheer on Carl. She's like, oh, God's sake.
We'll find you a replacement. Don't worry. Carl is sorry, not Carl. Moylan is currently in the process of moving house, so he has no internet, nothing. So he won't be back. I don't think this season anyway. Our top 5 predictions. Oh, so who have we got in? So at the moment in the lobby we've got Almighty Evan, Carl, Brooker, Lewis. Johnny Stokes, Hadzojo, Scotty, Rob, Speedy, Dutchface, Erez, James, Neles, Wumax, Avi, and El Stefano. So,
top 5. Alright, here's my top 5. I'm going for Johnny, then Avi, then Dutchface, Scotty, and James.
Okay. I'm going to go...
Not specifically maybe in that order. I think Johnny could win this, but I think the rest is kind of up for grabs. I definitely think if Avi can keep it, he's always up there. So
I'm going to go with Avi, James... who else? Avi, James, Johnny... I think I'm going to go the same, you know. Pretty much the same. I do want to see Speedy pull something out the bag today, though.
Yeah, Speedy can, as long as he's not going to keep running deep, he'll be alright.
Mr. Carlson, I thought he'd already moved. I think there was some sort of reason why.
I think he was staying. I think he stayed at his parents maybe for like a couple weeks, so he could do like a temporary setup. And now he's actually moving into his house, so he's got to get all that sorted.
Yes, I think that's basically what it is. So unfortunately, we won't be seeing him. As Erez tops table so far, the 117.9. We have Almighty Evan on a 118.1. Lulu on a 119.9. Rob on a 120.6. As Rob's improved on a 119.6, so he went a second faster there. Carl 129.
I'm currently on board with Scotty. It hasn't looked like the best lap.
Oh, you're actually in now. Wow, shocking.
Oh yeah, I'm live and everything on RPI. Like it's all good. So 118.4 from Scotty, but it didn't look like that good a lap. To be fair, there was a couple of corners where didn't look too good. But at the same time, it's one of those things where this is one of the new tracks, and we have no idea how much practice people. I mean, obviously people would have practiced probably coming into this week, but over all of the other tracks where you know previously from other games in general, you kind of have a feel for it. What people are going to kind of be able to manage around here with probably a lot less practice than they would usually have. So.
Mrs. Carl said move back with his parents so he can race.
Why not?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Oh, just on board with Johnny as he gets a bit out of shape into turn 1. Turns into a bit of Tokyo drift in there.
Looks like he's backed out already.
Yeah, he's pulled straight out of that one. Lost all of the momentum possible.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
There's a lot of spin corners here.
So we've got McDutchface actually coming around the... I'm
going to go aboard with James out in the Ferrari because... He's just started his lap now. He's just behind Johnny Stokes.
He's put me off because James is usually like the first person out. So
yeah, he was beaten by Brooker Bronco today.
Oh wow!
So he wasn't even the second one out. That was the most appalling thing. But yeah, a lot of corners you got to be careful of, like that one I was just about to say, and this one as well. You get the power a bit too early and you will spin. Don't forget these guys are racing with complete no assists. So there's no racing line, nothing to assist them. What you're seeing on the screen now is basically what they can see. Actually, technically, this is what they can see. possibly a bit of what position they're in, that kind of stuff. But that's essentially all they can see. So
the Dutch Faces is currently on a decent lap now. Just started the second sector.
Stay on board with James and see how he gets on as he goes around the final corner, sweeping right-hander. Hopefully we don't see any safety car issues here. And he gets a 118 for free. 182, sorry.
Okay, not too bad.
So,
Erez, looking at it at the moment. Oh no, McDutch Face has spun.
He's gone. Oh, commentator's curse. Commentator's curse. And we will be fining you for all that damaged polystyrene.
That corner is a bit of a bitch though. You come over there and then over the crest, and you just lose traction. So McDutch Face's lap actually looked really, really good then as well. I was expecting, if he had got round then, I would have probably been seeing the top spot change there. Let's go back on board now with Johnny to see what he's got, obviously on his second run after kind of binning off his first one. Into the second sector.
Obviously, are we going to mention the elephant in the room? No, regarding last week. Yesterday even.
I don't know if I can. Oh, Johnny's invalidated. We can randomly say something like, this is I don't want
this whole. If we got to talk about, I think this whole race will be all we talk about.
If we get it over and done with, then we can I generally cannot say. Every time I see a clip on TikTok or Facebook, I close the app. I can't. I physically can't. I'm so pissed off with Formula One to the extent where I don't even want to watch it anymore. It was my take. I wouldn't. Fair enough. I'm a Hamilton fan, right? So yeah, I'm annoyed that Hamilton didn't win. But if Max went out and just absolutely outpaced him completely, then fair play to Max, man. He put himself in a position to win it. Fair play. But Lewis dominated that whole race, and it's just complete ridiculousness how that last safety car, that whole kind of thing went down. Fair enough, safety car, I can understand that. Mercedes were in a bad spot, in terms of pitting the whole time because Lewis was out in front and you didn't really want to give up track position.
Speedy spun.
But then to only let a few cars through makes no sense whatsoever. It's not even in the rule book, that sort of thing. It's not decide to let as many cars as you want to go through. It's not about that at all. Everyone can see what was going to happen, right? Those was it 4 or 5 cars that were in between Lewis and Max were the only thing that could have helped Lewis get a winner from that, considering he's on much older tyres. The fact that he was quicker on older tyres, keeping the gap on older tyres to Max's fresh hards, Lewis done absolutely everything he possibly could, and we've seen in the last quarter, the way I see it is, Max Verstappen won, fair play.
I don't think is with Red Bull or even Max in particular, not Max particular.
But he's won the championship, fair play. But the best person on generally I think lost.
Yeah.
And the way he lost it, but the regulations state if you let the lap cars go,
you got to wait a whole lap.
Yeah, if you let the lap cars go, it has to be all the cars, not just a select few that you decide to cherry pick because they're the main contenders. And then you have to wait a whole nother lap. So that fair enough, no one wants to see that race kind of finish under a safety car. But the way it was going anyway, Lewis was going to win. Unless he had a puncher or something, that was Lewis's race to lose. What Massey has done, and there's been a lot of inconsistent things throughout the whole season. Genuinely, it's been a shambles in terms of decisions. They've been very inconsistent either way, and I can understand that. Lewis has got away with some, but Max has also got away with some. And another thing on Max, it really annoys me at how dirty his driving is. He's so aggressive. He literally lunges into a corner and forces people wide, and then moans about the consequences. And that annoys me.
1:17.7.
Nice. Yeah, Dutch Face's last lap before he spun was looking really, really good. So I'm not actually surprised that he's been up there. But again, Max put himself in a position to be there, so fair play for him winning. But the fact that they cherry picked a certain amount of cars to go past and unlap themselves, and then didn't even wait, they brought it straight in. It's as soon as that happened, I was like, well, Lewis has lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for the guys that didn't get let past because obviously now they have got no chance of getting any points.
Well, this is the thing. You're also stopping other racers from being able to fight for that last lap. So it's not even a case of, oh, okay, that's happened and it's actually screwed Lewis over. It's a case of, okay, you've actually screwed every other car that could have maybe had a bit of a squabble for that last lap to get any extra points or any extra positions. And there's some teams out there who really rely on even getting a point or a certain finishing position to outplay someone else, if you know what I mean. and like there's prize money at stake. Like I've never seen such a shambles in my life. The only thing from it is Formula One now is going to be so popular for the foreseeable future because of that outcome. Everyone's talking about it. Yeah. Every person is talking about it, and it's completely out there. So for Formula One, like publicity-wise, it's brilliant. But from actual like true fans, like I said, if Max had won and Max went out there and just smashed Lewis, or it was close but he won, fair bloody play, man. But he was outplaced the whole week, this whole weekend. Well, not whole weekend, but that whole race. And then for Lewis to lose it like that, I think it's disgusting. And the whole regulations and the rules the whole year have been absolutely shocking.
I would
to
say...
the point where, I don't know, that would have never happened if Charlie Wine was still there. Michael Massey, I don't think is fit to actually be the race director. And some of the stewards are questionable too.
The only thing I think... The mistake I think made straight away was it should have been red flagged instantly after that crash. So I think there should be a rule in that says if there's last 5 laps to go and a safety car is needed, then they should red flag it. So they make the race fairer for the last 5 laps. But yeah, anyway, that's probably what all we'll talk about. I don't know. I think it's James that, as I said, doesn't have to be all lapped cars to let back past. And I think,
well, no, apparently in the regulations, you have to let the lap cars go, so that's any lap car.
Yeah, it don't specifically say all or how many. But I think the issue it does in that is that they've got to give them a whole lap.
Yeah, either way, if it's not stated exactly how many, it still says that once those lap passes are gone, the safety car then has to come in the following lap. So either way, you're talking about that one extra lap which wasn't given, it was just gone. And I have no problem with racing to the finish, but racing to the finish when you know someone's, like, it's like doing a running race knowing that someone's only got one leg. It's like you know that someone had, they both had 2 legs to start.
It's doing a running race with Usain Bolt.
Well, it was just a fast start, the whole thing of it. Like, I don't like Max Verstappen and I despise Red Bull, and I'm a Hamilton fan, but at the same time, the way it finished, I think, was a shambles for the actual whole sport of Formula One. Like, and it's not about Hamilton losing. If Hamilton had lost and Max had won it fair play, I would have been like, I'm gutted, but fair enough. It was just the fact that it was literally gifted to Verstappen in that last little bit. And again, I'm not overly happy with how Max raced most of the season. But 2 good drivers went at it. I think it's the worst thing is it was literally down to that last race, and it was on, and Lewis done absolutely everything to be there. And then it just to get taken away like that just feels like a slap in the teeth, and it just feels like Formula One has just lost. I've never seen such a bad decision in that sense over the years.
We're going to wait and see what happens anyway, because obviously I know that Mercedes are still talking about going to the CAS. Always run goes very, very wide there.
I mean from Mercedes, well, I don't know. I don't know what would really come of it. I mean, they could sue Formula One, but what's that really going to come from it? Really, then they're going to sit there and go, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll have to who wants to win as well? Like, if I became champion, if I was Lewis and I became champion now, I'd be like, well, yeah, I deserve this for how I race, but it's the way it's all gone now. It's just it's a bit sour, isn't it? Like, even Max's win, his championship now this year really is a bit tainted from that last race alone. Like, it's almost like a crappy, just invalidated season. It's like when Liverpool won that Champions League a few years ago, when it was the worst final ever.
Oh yeah, with Tottenham.
No, yeah, it was literally the worst game of football I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was.
And obviously they're all raging about it, and I barely remember it now, and it's just it's literally the worst thing I've ever seen.
I remember it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It was literally the worst game of football I've ever seen in my life.
It was disgusting.
And it's how can you kind of celebrate that? And it's just frustrating to see that after the season that it's been, where it's actually been quite entertaining, that last race to be such an absolute shambles. For the last 5 laps, just seems sickening, really.
Yeah, that'll be it anyway. That's what we're going to say on the mail. Done. Alright, so we have a message in the chat. Someone in the chat, Hudzojo is my uncle. Oh, so he's Hudzojo your uncle? Uncle Hudzojo? How old is Hudzojo, by the way? Out of curiosity. After you could be 11. So you never know how old Hudzojo is. He could be Hudzojo could be 12. Modern world, you never know. Just on board a moment with El Stefano is just trying to start his lap. Oh no, he's going into the pits. Okay, done 1 lap, out lap. Believes he's safe. I think he is now. So we are going to be saying goodbye to Brooker Bronco and Neles B. Neles did join late, so understandable. Just on board with Wumax now. He's on his out lap.
Lulu's proper going for it, currently sitting in 10th position, but he's currently 2 tenths up on his time, but he's got a few laps on his tyres now, but I feel like he's just kind of going out and getting a bit used to the track as Al Jadifa retires in the pit, so Al Jadifa feels like he's pretty safe on that time here. But you never know, actually. I think that, I mean, it could be possible, but it could also be a bit premature. I mean, there's not much time left and everyone's still in the pit, so it might be fine. But there's definitely quite a few people out there who could beat that time. Although everyone's actually already finishing now. That just popped up on my screen.
Yeah, I think you did.
We Max.
Yeah, the tire on track.
Yeah, possibly.
So Joe's put in a comment, think at this very quickly, it was one of the worst decisions ever made in F1.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so what were you going to say?
I think at this stage, I mean, you never want to see retirement on track, but at this stage, when there's only one other car out, I don't think it's not going to hinder anybody.
No.
But
there we go.
It's not ideal, I would say.
So that was Q1 for you guys. A bit of a Sunday ranting for free. So
we need to bring back a podcast just for like a end of season special for Formula One, because I feel like we could talk on that subject for absolute hours. I could literally mine for hours about it.
Brooker Broncazo and Nellisby are out to the session, so they are finishing 16th and 17th for the race, which means we'll be seeing everyone else in the Q2. Yeah, do you know what? I'm tempted to bring it back, the podcast, but only for an after race kind of special thing, rather than doing it every 2 weeks. But every time there's been a race, then we'll do the podcast. To talk about the race.
It's tough because the thing is, because we talk about multiple things, like we talk about the football and stuff like that as well, but I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of excitement going on, especially with like the Euros when we started it, and now like a lot of excitement's died down, and now Formula One's finished.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we could still definitely do something. Jack Latest here is in the chat. Welcome, Jack.
Jack.
But I don't know. It's harder to. I feel like a part of it, like with the podcast, we should just maybe like, I don't know, record bits, or like whenever we're talking to each other, just record bits and then like put it together or something like that. Yeah, pre-record it and then send it out.
Yeah, doing it live makes it's fun, but it makes it difficult.
Well, it's hard trying to get everyone in the same time, like all on the same evening. Like it was working alright for a bit, but then everyone's like kind of back to work normally. It's a lot harder.
And in all fairness, I do prefer commentating. Sorry, I prefer commentating because you're kind of watching something while you're talking as well, which is quite nice. But especially, you know what? I was kind of I stopped commentating basically after we stopped with TNE. Like, I wasn't commentating anything after that. And then when you obviously said RPR wanted someone to commentate, I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then first race, you guys are just like incredible. Like the racing has been like top quality since day one. And yeah, you guys have just sort of rekindled our love for commentating. And I said, I'm being all mushy now, but I'm genuinely serious. Like, you guys are absolute legends.
Well, the biggest part of being a commentator, like, you can sit through the odd boring race here and there, and you just kind of get through it. But it was getting to the stage with a few of the leagues where every race was just crap.
Yeah.
Like, without... Well, I don't want to sound like a prick or anything. Like, there was so much good racing through commentary and things like that. And it got to the stage where it just proper stagnated, where every race was pretty bad, like... And then attendance was bad, and it was just boring to commentate on. And then coming over to here, when attendance is always decent, and the racing's always good, it's makes it a lot more fun to commentate and a lot easier to commentate on as well.
100%. So just on board now with James Al, who's retained his title of being the first one out on grid. So
I'm just on board with Hudsojo as well, so I'm going to see what Hudsojo can do, and then see what James can do.
Looking at some tyre choices at the moment. Hudsojo's out on the softs, Scotty's out on mediums, Carl's out on softs, we have Everett's out on softs with James as well out on softs. Almighty Evan out on mediums, and El Stefano out on mediums.
Ooh, Hudsojo's invalidated. Yeah, well, you see, the people that are kind of more like expected maybe to be more like top 5 or 6, they're going to go for the mediums, but then you're going to see some of the people most likely go for the softs that maybe cause a bit of an upset to get to this top 10 shootout.
Well, no, James saying that, James Al, who we both pinned for our top 5.
Oh, yeah, he's out on the softs, I suppose.
Unless he's just doing a little test run and just seeing how these tyres go. Maybe he's going to pull out the lap. We'll wait and see.
I mean, it could be quite a good shout to start on the softs as well. If you get the better track, like the better grip round here, it's a lot of high-speed corners. You'll get some nice traction off of some of the slower ones, so it could pay some dividends.
I do like this track, I've got to say, but I've got 2 issues with it. There's kind of a heavy spin element in this whole track. There's areas everywhere. I think you can kind of lose it and spin, which makes it very difficult to race. And also, I don't know if you feel this way, or it's just me being the track's new. I get lost. So, especially over the hilly bits, as James was a 1:18.9, they didn't let off the throttle there.
I mean,
so I do get lost.
Done a couple laps around here, but I mean, I don't know.
So,
it's very samey, isn't it? Like you do one section, and it's like up a hill, then back down, then you go to it's up the hill, back down. Like it's very samey. So I can see what you mean by that.
There's been time. I'm trying to find the place where it is. I think it's here where I am with Scotty. That's the part I get lost on. I get confused where that bit is, and I think it's somewhere else on the track.
Is that Al Jadifa? Oh, maybe it was Al Jadifa just getting out of the way then.
El Stefano goes 1:21.2. It's not a very good time, but I'm assuming something went wrong on his lap. Just aboard with Scotty, see what he can do on those medium tyres.
Lulu's on the mediums as well, so let's see what Lulu might be.
Welcome Moylan to the chat.
Mediums.
You got to deal with a angry Mrs. Carl as Scotty's gone very, very wide and invalidated it. So let's have a look. Who we got on board with next? Let's see. Here we go. Now you're going to feel the wrath of Mrs. Carl. As Erez goes 1:17.8. Not on board with Mr. Carl. See how he gets on his soft tyres. And very wide there, but doesn't invalidate. He's still good. Going up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster.
So here we have Lulu now coming around the last corner on the run down to the line. A 1:18.9 on those medium tyres. Not a bad little time there from Lulu.
That is a good time. Yeah. A second and a bit slower than Erez on them softs. As Almighty Evan goes even faster. 1:18.3. Very good time from Erez. From Almighty Evan. As we go on board now is with cars. Got one more corner to navigate. Full throttle to the line. He was set at 1:20.7. Better times from him. You can do better than that, I think. Johnny's now preparing to come out of the pits. Dutch Face's teammate is currently on track, but as you can see, he's letting cars past. So he's not happy with his first corner, I'm guessing. So apparently, Moyland has no rig. He sold my old rig, where my new one isn't.
New fan attack, didn't he?
Isn't going to be built until Wednesday, Thursday. Until then, I have no internet.
His new fan attack, so.
And no internet as well, so it doesn't help.
And no internet, which obviously is one
do
of the biggest
you know what? I
things,
think that's more important than not having a rig.
Maybe.
Well, you can't race online without internet. You can still race without a rig.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but I mean, you can still race, but it'll be on a controller, which is obviously a lot different. If you've got a rig but no internet, you can still race offline. I mean, I had
a request to jump on board with Uncle Hatojo, so we'll have a little look, see what you can do. But I need to validate it, so we'll stay on board anyway, see if he comes back in.
I'm just going around now with
Sorry.
Speedy.
Sorry, experiment. I'll try and get back on board with him when he comes out again. Yeah, jump on with Speedy, see what Speedy can do.
Speedy will be looking to get into the top 10 here.
Yeah, he definitely will. He's definitely got the pace to do it. All depends on his braking zones. But do you know what? Bearing in mind he's half a season, if that, brand new to no assist completely.
He's about three. He's invalidated. He's about 3/4 of
barely
season
invalidation.
I'm going to jump on board with Avi now because Mr. Smooth. I just love watching him drive around the track.
But yeah, like I said, I think Speedy's done very, very well in this session or in this season.
No, you've seen with Speedy like his improvement. Racing line just kind of progress and his speed progress over the course of the season, which is always very, very nice to see. And I knew he was a competent racer. I wouldn't have even tried to get him into the league or told him about the league, things like that, without knowing about his competence. Same with El Stefano. Obviously, put it in our chat to get some more people over here, and he's another one that was interested. The only person who I had no idea about at the time, because he was brand new to Ali, was that Panda guy. I had no idea what he was like. That was the only one where I could have easily not. But if I'd seen him race a few times, I could have been like, nah. But
go on board with Avi. He's got a bit out of shape there.
I feel like Avi's literally in the car. Like when you just watch his steering wheel movements and everything, like it's all so smooth. I feel like he's as I say that, he spins.
I can see that coming.
It was smooth though. It was smooth though.
It was a smooth spin.
It was still smooth, but like I just feel like he's in the car. You watch his steering wheel, like he's also so smooth and composed. It's ridiculous. Gives me a semi just watching it, to be fair.
He's gonna go around again. It's gonna. But it looks like there's a car right behind. I believe that is Rob. No, Wumax. Wumax is right behind him. So he's gonna get a lot of dirty air from Avi, which could really put him up in his lap. But we'll stay on. We'll have a look.
Possible,
Johnny
but it
Stokes.
could also help Wumax out a lot as well with the slipstreams because it's quite a fast track. So yeah, he'll lose time in the corners, but down these straights, he's gonna probably gain a little bit of extra time. And it's not in. Obviously, Avi's just going again as well, so it's not like he's in lap or anything. But
I think Johnny just come out and in, hasn't he? No. Okay, sorry, that's his teammate. So Johnny's on an out lap now, so we'll see what he can do in a minute. He's about to come around the last sector now.
They've still got errors currently sitting at the top of the pile on the 117.8, and you've got McDutchface in second on a 118.0, Speedy on a 118.2. Bearing in mind McDutchface and errors both on the softs. That's quite a nice time from Speedy. You've got Almighty Evan in fourth currently on a 118.3.
Very good time for Speedy.
So this lap's looked okay for Avi, a little bit scrappy, but I mean he's on his soft tyres, so I'm wondering. The only downside is he's had to put an extra lap through these tyres. But this could be a relatively quick lap. He's coming around the last corner now. Let's see what he might decide to do. And staying towards the line, he's going to cross the line and a 118.6 there on those 2 lap old softs. So again, wasn't the best lap, but
I'm on board at the moment with Hazojo, just for, fan request. Oh, but he's validated it. Unfortunately, goes a bit wide. I think they were trying to avoid. I think it was Carl. Al Jadifa. Trying to avoid Al Jadifa, and he kind of misjudged it a little bit. It goes really wide and invalidates his lap again.
It's not been the best quali session so far for Hudsojo. I'm pretty sure he's invalidated every single lap he's tried at the moment in this Q2 session.
In all fairness to him, that corner he invalidated on the same corner Speedy did. It is very strict.
It's super strict around here. It sucks. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was no taint on Hudsojo himself. This track is a bit of a ball ache, especially that corner. For track limits, so he's going to just have to try and save up. He's coming around the corner again now. He's going to broadcast, get this nice little swoop-in view here of this last turn. And he's coming straight into the pits.
Okay. I think he might have invalidated this in the next lap because he cut the corner just going into the last corner. He cut that last corner a little bit.
Johnny Stokes there crossing the line on those medium tyres, a 118.1 there, and McDutchface has just come out on a set of medium, so maybe he left a little bit on the table so he could beat his soft tyre lap. We'll have to wait and see. Johnny Stokes in on 118.1. McDutchface is looking quite quick here.
I love how Johnny Stokes does with a custom helmet. He's got the default will do.
Just selects it like day-to-day basis. Like, yeah, I feel a bit blue today, a little bit red, a little bit yellow.
Oh mate, my helmet is like an explosion in the paint factory.
Mate, same. I'm pretty sure you and me have a really same colour, like very similar colour scheme helmet, I swear.
Yeah, I think we like the same sort of colours, like bright yellow, bright pink, bright blue,
like the bright pink, green,
bright green.
Yeah, like that kind of baby, the sky blue. It's very nice.
Mate, if I had the proper option for like a helmet design, I would have it probably like. Do you remember Lando Norris's helmet when he painted it himself and he just put this? That helmet design was amazing.
I'd love it if you could do more with like certain design, even livery designs, like in Forza when you can kind of do like absolutely everything. If you could do that with your helmets as well, mate, I would be. But if you could upload them as well, or like even sell them, like you could do stuff like that in this game, man.
Mate, how did we become, well, I say famous, but popular, selling fucking liveries?
Yeah. Like if you could do that sort of thing here, that would be so sick, man. I'd design helmets like all day long.
I think that Forza took so much of my life just by designing liveries.
Oh, mate, I know. We spent more time designing in the end than racing. We'd do a design of like, let's see what it looks like. Oh, I'm like Dutchface.
Big crash from Dutchface.
Yeah, that's.
Or Polystyrene out to the build.
He can back off though, recharge, go again.
Yeah, so it's 2 minutes 43. I think that was when it first flashed up.
Yeah, he's got time. He's got time. So
I think I spent the best part of 40 hours on one design, one livery.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even for me.
It's time consuming, isn't it?
It was for a custom.
I remember spending hours on my. I had that put the Pagani's under. I spent ages doing that, like making sure everything was symmetrical, lining up, and it looked beautiful. But God, I spent a lot of time on that.
Remember the Desperado one I did?
Yeah. Your Pepsi one was sick as well.
The Pepsi one. Yeah, that was for the guy.
That was for us, wasn't it?
No, I think that was Was that us?
No, that was for us.
Oh,
that was for us
because
we were entering that tournament, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we were both going to qualify for that, so we were both went for the Pepsi design.
Pepsi.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was fun.
Anyway, on board, well, broadcast view of Scotty here. Wanting to see, I mean, he does have a lap on there already. He's slightly down on his time.
He needs to put a good time in because he's in the danger zone at the moment. Because all it takes is Hadzojo to put in a good lap.
Well, this is the thing. Look how close it is, man. From first all the way down to, like, what, 11th? We're talking about 1.2 seconds. Like, it's really, I mean, again, it's the standard that we expect from here, but it's so very close the whole way through. Has he gained any time here?
No.
189.
No.
Oh, not
Hadzojo
quite.
now, jump on board with him. He can
300.
He can perform an upset. Because I don't think.
I know. Oh, Womax has crashed, but he's on an outlap, so he can kind of recover. Doesn't
I don't
look like
think
he's
going to
got
have
any
enough time to get around again and save enough the ERS.
No. Validated. Carl Hadzojo. So Hadzojo has managed to not invalidate just yet.
It's this corner coming up that he struggles with.
Good. Yeah.
So let's have a look and stay on board.
McDutch face 117.7, so McDutch face does recover, and that's a really good time in the medium tyres as well. 117.7 there. So McDutch face looking a bit. McDutch face is someone that's come on strength to strength as well. Like, I mean, he was never slow, but I feel like in this last part of I don't know obviously how he can't remember how he finished last week, but like he's literally like almost become the man to beat, because it was kind of like Johnny at the start, and then Moylan kind of came to the forefront.
19.3, it's not enough.
Oh, 19.3 there, so 12th position. So
I was validated. He's
going
to have to try go. Sorry, I was fine validated, but I think that'd be all he done for today. Carl's currently a 10th up though, but he needs to get a lot faster than a 10th if he wants to knock down Scotty.
Yeah, he needs to find just over a second, doesn't he?
Womax, where's Womax? He's coming round. He's still got a long way to go, but he's currently doing well as well in his time. And Carl's pulled out. Carl's backed off.
Yeah. So Rob's there. Rob's just chilling in the pits.
Hadzojo going again? I think he might be. We'll stay on board with Hadzojo. I think he could be going again. Let's go check his split time.
He's on the grass in the gravel.
Oh, no,
so
he's
that's
pulled out.
Hadzojo out as well, but still 12th position. Decent starting place. Womax. So Womax is actually going again.
Yeah, he's currently slightly
a little bit up on his time.
But I think a little bit more, and he can knock down Scotty. So this could be
well, yeah,
one to
you know
watch.
what, actually. Yeah,
it's
no, he could
close.
actually knock Scotty out here. But stay on board now with Womax. So he is coming round, about to come around the final corner. He was about 300ths up. He needs to find about a 10th and a little bit. So let's see what he's got. He's coming up to cross the line, and it's going to be a...
Oh, he does!
Oh,
no!
he doesn't. Look
so
how close that was.
It was
Look
so
how close. We're talking almost 200ths of a second there. Jeez.
That was so close. As
almost causing a bit of an upset.
That was a massive
probably
upset.
A proper squeaky bump on there from Scotty sitting in there.
Oh, that's so unfortunate from him.
Oh, Max almost causing probably a bit of an upset there really, but
yeah, definitely would have been an upset. But Scotty's on the better tyre, on the medium tyre, so start on the mediums for the race.
His gamble's obviously paid off. He gets to start on the mediums in a race, which is pretty what he wanted. But he was almost about to get free choice then.
Along with Dutch Face, James Al, Johnny Stokes, who else done it? Speedy and Evan all gone on the medium tyres for the race.
Yeah.
Mrs. Carl is giving Moylan a bit of an ego boost. I don't think he needs it particularly. But anyway,
calm down. If you keep giving him an ego boost, you won't even be able to fit in through his door. His old big head.
Big head.
He's got to have to take the door off. To have to take a wall out.
So we are saying goodbye to Womax, Hadzojo, El Stefano, Carl, and Rob Sim Racer. Rob, I was actually a bit surprised about not entering in the shootout.
Yeah, Rob usually actually does quite well. Usually he's always one of those ones that kind of usually tries to almost creeps into Q3 there. So
didn't set a time. I don't know if he kept invalidating or just struggled a little bit. About time to see now though. No, didn't even come out.
Wait, was you the one that left the session after Q1?
Oh, I don't know.
Did he get back in? I remember seeing someone leave the session. Could have been
Rob wanted fresh tyres. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Rob chose
okay,
not to come out. Okay.
So he's banking on fresh tyres because he's banking on safety cars.
Let's hope he makes
Probably a good shout round here.
one lap.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not bothering putting on the tyres for this because, you know, we all know they're going to go on to. We're going to jump straight onto James Al, as he will be the first one to come out.
Here he comes.
Look at that, on the nose, on the nose.
So, I'm to see now. Okay, so El Stefano, first time racing here, it's so difficult. Lulu, and I'm on medium tyres for the race. I know you don't see me in Q3 that often, but Jesus, lads.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Yeah, Lulu, we saw it, mate. We saw it.
Under the radar. I missed it. I completely missed Lulu.
I saw it. I saw him there. The thing is, I don't know. He's not in Q3 that often, but it's also not a shock. Like again, Lulu's someone that's come on leaps and bounds through this whole season as well. So it wasn't like it was super unexpected for me in a sense. So you kind of went under the radar in that sense, but it's also I expect. See, I rate you so highly, Lulu. I expect it now. So you've just got to keep it up every week. And El Stefano, I agree with you. This track is like I've only done like a few laps of this track myself, and it is kind of a tricky one to get used to, and a lot of low traction zones. Has he?
Yeah.
I bet it was a smooth spin. I bet it went slow mo and everything.
He is the definition of smooth operator.
Yeah. If they when they recast James Bond, if Avi doesn't get it, mate, I'll be fuming.
No, mate, he needs to start singing smooth operator every time he races. Smooth.
Maybe he does. You don't know what he's playing.
Very true.
I reckon Avi's sitting in a full racing suit, helmet, gloves, shoes, the whole lot.
Mate, don't diss that, because I'm literally looking...
Oh, I'm not dissing it, mate.
I'm looking at a pair of fucking shoes.
I know you do. I know you do. You'll have a race suit soon.
Mate, if I weren't sweating so much after a race, I'd fully get a race suit.
Oh, it wouldn't matter being a race suit. Just you know, just wash it.
No, I'll be literally caked in sweat. Like I do
it's
have.
Bad, isn't it? How much
I need to have
like
shoes. You need to have shoes on a rig, like in general. So my shoes.
Yeah, see, I race in my
races.
socks, but I do want to get some kind of like little racing like plimp sole things to be.
Yeah, because the thing is, that's all they are. They're not actually proper racing shoes. I got them from Primark. They were just nice shoes that didn't have no laces on that you slip into. And like you know, it's one thing you don't want in a race is laces. Because they get tied up around the bloody wheel or something, or the wheel. What am I doing around the pedals.
Your wheel?
Around the pedals.
Racing with your feet. Doing pedals with your hands.
Yeah, damn right. You don't want to get stuck around the pedals. Like so, I literally just found these shoes, and I am not shitting you. They have not stepped a foot outside. They're black fabric and in white sole, and other than like the sole being a bit like, you know, worn because of the pedals, that they've not stepped outside once.
Fair play.
And then gloves. You need gloves because if you've got a wheel, you need gloves.
So here we go. James is about to cross the line. What's he going to set? He's going to set a 1:17.2. Decent lap time there from James.
Fantastic lap.
Bringing it all out here for this final quali for the top 10 shootout.
Avi very close behind. Evan very close behind there though.
Yeah. 1:17.3.
How many spins are you guys expecting? Oh, good question. El Stefano.
Well, Moylan's not here, so
Speedy on
I'm not expecting as many spins.
18.7, not a good time from Speedy, but I'm sure he'll improve. 1:17.6 from Erez. Where's his teammate? Where's the smooth operator?
Avi's coming around the final corner just about now.
Stuff.
Or is that? Yeah. So Avi's about to come round. What's Avi going to set?
1:17.8,
and here we go. We have Lulu about to cross the line.
It's
going to be a 1:18.5 there from Lulu. So Lulu up to 5th position. Here's Scotty. Let's actually see what Scotty's got. Oh, 1:16.9 for McDutchface. McDutchface just laying it all out here. That's a lovely lap time.
It's a very good
lovely lap time.
Those spins. I don't want to start. Oh, hang on. Oh, I thought.
Yeah, I thought
James would get in the way there.
Yeah.
Scotty's time. The thing is, you're guaranteed to get a spin at turn 4. So I reckon at least 4 cars that is at least going to spin that during this race. Then you've got the exit of turn 3 you might get a spin, and turn 4 you can spin. Then you've got the other hairpin somewhere along the lines you can spin. I'm going to go with about
1:18 dead there for Scotty. Scotty's lap didn't look super clean though. I reckon it's probably quite a bit more time Scotty's going to be able to find. Johnny Stokes now invalidated.
I reckon about 8 spins. But obviously we'll see if we catch them all. That's the thing.
8 spins. Who do you reckon is going to spin the first?
The first spin.
First spin.
I want to put pressure on people. That's the thing. Oh, first spin.
I know you have. I know you have someone on your mind.
I do, but I don't want to say it.
Why not?
Because it's Joe. I don't want Joe to spin, but I can see Joe spinning. I'm sorry, Joe, if you're listening. I'm really sorry. Mrs. Carl says Carl. He's been alright so far. You know, you have faith in Carl.
Did Carl get points last race?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Carl smashed this. This
I
last
think he did.
This last like quarter of the season, Carl's absolutely smashed it. Maybe not. Yeah, but yeah, last quarter of the season, Carl smashed it, mate.
So Carl is on at the moment, 14 points. Last race he was on. Oh no, he didn't.
He didn't. Unlucky Carl.
He done well though. Look, I like he done well. He's done extremely well. He's like a Hamilton. Oh, Johnny's not having a good time of it at the moment.
Algedifa invalidated again. Yeah, it's a tricky one, this track.
Algedifa going for a second run again. No helmet on Algedifa. He don't care. He likes for the wind through his helmet. Oh, not his helmet. He's balaclava. I've seen him practice. He kept spinning. Mrs. Carl, you keep digging at him. I want you to take over. Just do a lap. Do a lap for Carl. Like
Algedifa's backed out. That was actually, I mean, he ran a little bit wide, but then he kept it and it didn't invalidate. But then he backed out. I reckon he probably could have
kept on.
Maybe he
saw his split time was too low. Rotate him and start. No, if Moylan was in this race, Moylan would be the first one to spin. Moylan will probably still be the first one to spin, even though he's not in this race. That's how good of a spinner he is.
Yeah, he's probably already spun.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting in his living room just like spinning around.
His desk chair.
Yeah.
But he ain't got a rig.
So, Johnny Stokes now is coming around the corner. Is he going to come in the pits or is he going to give these softs another go? He is coming into the pits.
I think he'll come into the pits twice now. He's gone out on those sides. He's taken some fresh ones.
We have Avi now. Actually, let's go on board with Avi. Let's see what Avi's got.
Yeah, I'm on board with him at the moment. So far, out of our predictions, we are 2 for 5. Scotty's not up there. 3 for 5. Avi is on the cusp of top 5 now, so he's there. Scotty's not there yet, and obviously Johnny hasn't set a lap yet. I will put a wild card out on
Avi. What's Avi got? Mr. Smooth Operator. Come on, Avi.
Evan, I think, would be a good wild card. That's 117.3. It's quite a good time.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but like,
agrees.
Because I like Avi's driving style. Like, I rate Avi super highly, and I always want to see Avi do really, really well.
Take the telemetry away, so we actually see what you're on about the tyre, about the wheel movement, and it is very smooth there.
Like, all right, I'll remove this quick. I'll remove the telemetry, right? And just look at currently. Like, I'm on board with him. Just watch his wheel movements. Like, I mean, you can see. I don't know. You watch other races, but they always seems like they're wrestling more with the steering wheel. And you just watch Avi, and everything is just like smooth. Like, you get the little bumps thing, and that's just an in-game thing. That's not like Avi like wrestling the car, but everything else is just he turns once, and it's in there, and then I don't know. It just seems so smooth to me. I mean, obviously, I've commentated for probably quite a few seasons now, maybe even a couple of years now. And you watch a lot of people, you can tell when people are on wheels or when they're on pad and stuff. But Avi's just smooth. And here he comes now across the line. What's it going to be? It's looking pretty good. A 117.5 there, so pips him his teammate Aries. Aries actually, this race, really, really good pace.
Yeah, it's very good.
Don't get me wrong, Aries is quick anyway, but I feel like in a few races Aries has struggled a little bit. But in this race, he's right up there.
So Speedy to start this lap. Evans invalidated, unfortunately. Algedifa is coming around now. He's 2 seconds slower. I think he's been pulling out this lap. So yeah, we'll jump on with Speedy.
Speedy.
Then we've got Johnny Stokes about to start his lap as well.
Speedy has just backed out.
Yeah, he's pulled out. He under pressure. Didn't like it. James said, "I've got more pace if I don't miss the braking zone in turn 3 and 5." We'll keep an eye on that. So Johnny Stokes now. Let's have a look. He's struggled a lot in this session.
Yeah, there's only a couple minutes left to get
he's done it again.
He's invalidated.
That wasn't even the first corner, was it?
Well, it's a second,
Yeah, it was the exit
kind
of
of
the exit of the middle with 1.5. 1.5.
Okay, so Scotty now. Let's see what Scotty can do.
Algadifa's coming into the pits. You got Speedy, who's on a lap, but he's not. He's pulled out, isn't he? Evans has spun, so it's another lap for Evans. He's had to pull out of. So yeah, let's have a look with Scotty.
Scotty could do with a good lap here. I feel
Slightly
like Scotty's
down.
a little bit further behind the top of the pack because he normally is. Usually he's right up there.
Is he? What do you see? He's up on his time, or he's down? He's up on his time, isn't he? He's up on his time.
Yeah, he's up.
Up. Currently slightly
Let's check.
up.
Yeah, let's check at the end of sector 2 we'll be able to see the actual split time for that moment, so let's see how much he's going to be improving by. So it's quite a narrow speedy retires in the pits. Okay, so he's currently half a second up, Scotty, so half a second up will put him around the speedy sort of zone, depending on how much he can gain in this final sector. I'm expecting him to be, I reckon Scotty's going to go 7/10 quicker. That's what I'm going to say.
I've got to say that it's a great time from Speedy, a 1:17.
Yeah, that 1:24 from Speed is very, very good. Let's see, am I going to be right? Is he going to improve by 7/10 of a second and to put himself maybe into third position? Oh, still only half a second. Well, just over half a second.
Enough for fourth.
But enough for fourth. So much better time there from Scotty. We've got McDutchface.
Oh, look, Alex, this just in, breaking news. Johnny Stokes has got through the first corner without invalidating it.
Oi, this could be it. It's pole now. Johnny's going for pole. Let's see what McDutchface can do. A bit of a nice little broadcast view.
I messed up the last sector from that was from Speedy. Best strategy for this track. Do you know what? I've not raced it enough.
It's a soft to medium, isn't it? I've only raced it once though.
I've only raced it once. I think we changed wings about 3 times in the first lap.
Yeah, I've done a lot of spinning to be fair. I think wait, is it soft medium? I can't remember if it's medium hard or soft hard. Maybe it might be soft hard.
I think this is quite a nasty tyre wear.
I think it's relatively I think it's quite savage on the deck.
I think medium tyre would probably be the best to start on this one.
McDutchface was slightly down on his time. Oh, he spun.
Johnny Stokes now coming across the line. What he set a 1:17. Oh,
17.6, 8th position.
Well, best time we've seen from him.
No, but I mean, I think he went to the stage where I think he just went for a bit of a banker lap because you get to the stage where you've got to just get a lap in. James Howe is currently down there, looking like he's just a 10th of a second up on his time.
Lulu's up on his time as well.
A little bit of traffic here, so James Howe here is going. So McDutchface has lost it and will not get another chance. So what he's got now is what he's got to have to stick with. Can James knock McDutchface off his perch as he's coming around the last corner?
He'll get a nice toe from Lulu as well.
Yeah, this is it. This toe from Lulu could be. I mean, he only needs like an extra 10th of a second. What's it going to be? Oh, not quite. Ends up a bit down. Poor final sector there from James, and that's it.
Yeah,
there we have it.
I've got to say, our top
five predictions were
wrong.
Pretty wrong actually.
Too wrong. I mean, 2 out of 5 were wrong.
Yeah.
Hats off to Speedy and
Evan
for getting us through.
Evan and Speedy and yeah.
So the frustrated James in the chat goes ah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but as you can see here, good qualifying from Erez, good qualifying from Lulu, Al-Jadifa there. I mean, I feel like Al-Jadifa's always in like the Q3, like he always gets into Q3.
Yeah.
But yeah, very good qualifying from Evan. So these top 10 for the race, we have McDutchface on pole. Second place we've got James. Third we've got Evan. Fourth we've got Scotty. Fifth we've got Speedy. Sixth we've got Abby. Seventh we've got Erez. Eighth we've got Johnny. Ninth we've got Lulu, and 10th we've got Al-Jadifa. So, and then the
message
top
saying
10,
that's why you don't doubt your DXT man. DXT Speedy.
We'll see in the race when he runs deep.
Hey, part of DXT, you'll get ribbed. You gotta get ribbed.
It's part of it. It's part of the initiation.
Yeah, it lasts forever. Never fully in. I know my stream started less than a minute ago. What is this crap? It's not been a minute. I do have 6 people watching, so welcome guys. We're about to start the actual race. I did see someone saying it's raining in the race. I don't know if that was true or not. Let me just go back. I thought someone said no, it's raining. Is it raining, guys? Did I read that wrong? Am I just daydreaming that I thought it'd be raining? It'd be nice if commentators and spectators can get like weather reports.
Yeah, they should definitely make some adjustments to like the spectator menu so you can see the weather and everything.
But I'm
Oh,
quite
okay. Al
grateful they
Jadifo
actually
said
allowed
no
it.
rain.
No rain.
Apparently it's
Okay.
no rain.
No rain
No rain.
predicted. Okay. Must have been daydreaming or something, reading rain. Yeah, to be honest, I'm quite glad that it's actually still working. Bearing in mind how bad this game's been, that we're actually allowed to spectate. So let's have a little rundown of who chose what tyre. Obviously, we know the top 10, but we'll have a look anyway. So, from first to sixth, Dutch Face, James, Evan, Scotty, Speedy, Avi, all chosen medium tyres. And we have Errors on the softs, Johnny Stokes, Lulu, and Al Jalifa on medium tyres. Now, this guy's a free choice. So, Wumax chose softs, Hojojo chose softs, El Stefano, Carl, Rob, Brooker all on mediums, and Neles on the softs.
It's quite
17
interesting.
races.
I mean, obviously I know Ares is on the softs there, but I mean, Ares looks like he's got quite a decent chunk of pace for this race, so it could be interesting seeing him on those soft tyres, seeing what he could pull out in that first stint.
Yeah, definitely. And but the problem he's going to have though is he's stuck behind 6 drivers, all on the medium tyre.
Yeah,
So
I mean, he's going to have to try and make the most of them.
he's going to lose the benefit of those softs, I think.
Yeah, they'll probably die out relatively quickly, I think. Go for your position change, you get rid of that. So, with Dutch Face heading the way now, coming through the final sector.
Yeah, it should be. I want to think one a good race, but the pack is extremely spread out right now. So Dutch Face needs to really slow down to let the others catch up because there's huge gaps forming. Let's sit on that pit grid for too long. Through these tyres, make them cold. Bronco right now is going very slowly as well, gapping quite a lot to Rob. I was just about to say, we haven't seen the pit strategy. There we go. So there's your medium hards or your soft medium. So we was right what we were saying. It's a very
that pit strategy barely ever pops up for me. Like, it pops up on your screen and it never pops up for me, but I don't know why.
It pops up quite a lot for me. Sometimes too much.
I generally never get it.
James Al says, "Speed it up, guys." Yeah, they're taking their time to get on the grid.
Part of tactics.
On board now with Brooker as he's inside Nelesby.
I think Michael's told everyone that they can line up the grid apart from the last 5.
they can do what they want.
Yeah, they can just go around, just start the race now.
Yeah, rolling start, make it fair. Actually, what's going to happen is they're going to bring in Moreland to start 4 laps early.
Sorry, I'm spin out.
Here we go.
Here we go, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it is go, go, go. Dutch Face looks like... Actually, James gets a really good start, and James looks like he's going to be... Oh, look, and
Evan got a brilliant start, but he kind of got savaged.
Up the inside of McDutch Face, and McDutch Face, though, is he going to try and fight it around the outside, or is he going to have to just settle? Oh, no, he goes back around the outside. Oh, that was nice from McDutch Face there. Now he has the inside line, and James is going to have to kind of give up. But James is still there. So close still. The drive that James got off that corner was really, really nice. But there
a lot of movement at the back. Everyone's trying to see the braking points.
Johnny's trying to get past here. Johnny Stokes up 3 positions, up into 5th already. And now he's chasing down Scotty. Scotty's obviously behind his teammate Evan.
Soft hard as well. The other option, but the guy that started on the soft tyres, or you got soft medium, like we said earlier. That's the other option.
But Dutch Face after those few early corners, or being pretty much side by side with James, has started to pull a little bit of a gap. Nothing super substantial yet, but has eked away a little bit.
Look at this gap, though. Look at this gap. Everyone is literally been a second up until 15th. As Rob makes a move past
Neles.
Yeah, I think they've made a bit of a mistake there. So
Booker's got no front wing, so that'll be an early trip to the old.
There's your first spin. There's your first spin.
Go. So with Dutch Face 122.7, gap is now at 8/10 of a second, and James is being hounded by Evan here. But I mean, you got to be so careful here. If you try and go for an overtake and it doesn't pull off, you're talking about losing quite a few places. Maybe it's all so close. If anything happens to Evan, you know for a fact Scotty, Johnny, and probably Speedy, maybe even Avi are all going to go through. It's pretty savage.
And like I said to you at the start, like Erez is stuck behind his teammate and everyone else on the medium tyres.
Yeah.
He's not
Hudsojo
making
now
the most
getting
of
past El
himself.
Stefano there as well. But El Stefano is fighting back against Hudsojo and does manage to get that 11th place back, so nicely played. Oh, I thought Hudsojo was going to try and go around the outside there, but
Alge with a little lunge on Hudsojo as well. Someone spun it. Scotty.
Oh, Scotty.
Scotty's round. That's 2 spins. Count them up.
So Neles looks like he's actually
Neles
disconnected
ain't
from the
there.
session.
Yeah, Neles ain't
Yeah,
there.
Neles isn't there. So Scotty should have to be probably a bit.
Oh, he's got again.
And
Three spins.
That spin. That was so lucky because that spin was heading straight towards the wall, and then he spun around a little bit more, and it took him backwards rather than to the
I'll
side.
try and invite Neles back in if I can.
That's those just obviously overheated tyres from the spin previously, and a little bit punchy on the throttle there. And as we have James out now, within 0.2 of a second of McDutchface, getting the slipstream, coming down into turn 1. Is he going to go for the lunge up the inside? No, thinks better of it, but then that compromises his entrance and his exit coming through turns 2 and 3.
These front three are kind of run away with at the moment. Johnny is starting to fall back a little bit. We saw him struggle in qualifying.
Yeah, he's actually fallen down. That was actually a really poor lap. Look at the gap, we're at like 1.7. So Evan now, is he going to...
He has a look.
I wonder if Johnny lost a bit of time trying to like maybe avoid Scotty. Because Scotty was just in front of Johnny. Maybe that put Johnny off a little bit. So he's lost time because of that. But these three now, it's so close. I feel like one slightly missed braking point and someone's collecting someone. But this is another one of those tracks where the slipstream and DRS is so powerful. Like unless you break that barrier of DRS, it's just going to be constant trains.
Although Johnny is now starting to reel these guys in. Obviously they are battling, so he's starting to catch up a little bit.
When I realised he was behind Scotty, and then I'm thinking it's very rare that you just drop a second in like a lap. So it obviously must have had something to do with Scotty's little moment. So here we go now. Let's go on board with James on the run down. He's going to have DRS here on McDutchface. Look at the gap. It's closing in so quickly. McDutchface goes to cover off the inside, but there's not much McDutchface can do. And James out takes the lead of the race, but then he runs wide into turn 1. And McDutchface now up the inside, and they're going to be side by side. And James is now on the outside, but McDutchface manages to get it back after James runs a bit wide there. And Evan's literally waiting for these two. Evan almost
nearly lost it.
Yeah, that was a bit spinny there, and Johnny Stokes is slowly coming back into play.
The
gap's kind of stabilising a little bit, but...
Scotty's retired in the pits.
Okay.
They have an early call, Scotty.
I mean, anything can happen, but maybe he's just not feeling it.
There we go. So, still on board with this battle for first place, essentially, with Dutchface, James and Evan, as we have another spinner. I believe that is Womax. He got damaged. Oh, no. Not a spin. Just a bit of a bad line, maybe.
And El Stefano goes a little bit wide. And Hudsojo almost went for the line up the inside.
Car's a bit of a moment, but he's okay.
And Hudsojo. Hudsojo was around the outside there, but massively outbraked himself. And has ended up quite a bit far behind. El Stefano is now under pressure from Al Jadifa, and Al Jadifa just is trying to drive around the outside here. So here we go, he's got the outside just nipping behind him from the slipstream. Here we go, and there's a DRS line.
Not much he can do now though.
Boff. Al Jadifa now up the inside of Hudsojo.
Hang on,
Womax is looking at it. A little bit of a wiggle from Hudsojo, but manages to get the job done. And Hudsojo clipped the inside curb there. And here we go, what's happened here? McDutchface is off! McDutchface is off! I was just looking at the order thinking, James, and then I saw McDutchface was all the way down.
On the power.
That's it. Bit dodgy back in the power now, and this is... he's down into 9th after that, 10th even. Is he going to try and reclaim here? His tyres are going to be overheated, so he's going to have to be so careful. Yeah,
he'll lose the Womax as well. No.
That's it, Womax now. He's going to have a nice little slipstream.
That's so unfortunate from the race leader.
I mean, McDutchface has spun out a few times in qualifying already, so I'm not surprised. But is anyone else going to spin out? That's the key thing here. If some of the other leaders spin out, then that's what could make or break this.
Womax has got a very strange line going through. I'm just on board of it at the moment, going through sector 2. It's not the same as everyone else's, but it does it well.
Yeah, he does alright. He's not really hitting many of the apexes, but he gets good drive out of the corner.
Yeah, he does.
Which is what's saving him really. Al Jadifa now right behind El Stefano. I don't know if El Jadifa He's feeling like he wants 8th place. He's coming around the last corner. Look at it. He's closing up on El Stefano massively already. Oh, and he's lost it. He's absolutely lost it and is in the wall.
Womack's is going to go overtake. Oh, Dutch Face is in the pits. Dutch Face is pitted. Did he get damaged in the spin?
It's possible. See, Al Jadifa's crash, right? He just mimicked like every single crash I've had in Formula 1 this year. But every time I do that, I end up losing my wheels. Like, he does it and he just loses wheels wing. Mate, this game's fixed. So, Almighty Evan now. Still about half a second back behind James Al, so still there or thereabouts on him.
And also, James has not used that much overtake compared to Evan. Evan's on 30%.
Yeah, I'm going to get the telemetry on now.
James on 60.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like... the thing with Evan needs to stay in a DRS. Because this track really relies heavily on... You can just get stuck in that DRS train, so I feel like he's using it probably to try and stay in that. But if he can stay in that DRS train, James will end up just pulling him along. And while that's happening, Johnny Stokes isn't really getting much closer. No, so Evan really needs to stay within this 1 second.
Also, you've got a battle behind Johnny with Avi, Speedy and Erez. So Speedy right now is in a Mercedes sandwich. But again, that's another DRS train, so it's very difficult for Erez to make any moves.
That's it.
As you can see there, Speedy also has DRS.
So Evan, you gain about, it's around 3/10 of a second that you gain with the DRS down that straight. Obviously more depending on how close you are. That's from coming from a bit further back, so... Or sector 2, is that Al Jadifa?
Yeah, it is.
Carl, it's Al Jadifa.
On the hard tyres as well.
So, yeah. They are, I remember trying the hards around here, and they are so bad. Because this track's quite low traction anyway, you put the hard tyres on, which you might as well just put, I don't know, you might as well just wrap the tyres
1 second,
up in like
Speedy and Erez are going side by side.
And here is Erez, surely he's going to have the drive here. On these softer tyres still, but Speedy up the inside. Is Erez going to try and fight back, so... Nicely fought out there.
Another spin ahead as well. I think that's just... No, it's not. It's just maybe broke out of the way, I think. Yeah. They're approaching traffic at the moment. Mrs. Carl says, how do I watch you guys race? Would love to see how you guys race. Okay, so
you wouldn't want to see it.
You wouldn't want to see it, first of all.
You wouldn't want to see it, Mrs. Carl.
Nevo, you don't really race that much. As I'm jumping on board quickly with... I don't know, it's the battle between an AI car. So that's Dutch Face getting past the AI of Neles.
I was racing every Friday night, and then now I'm unable to, so I won't be back for the foreseeable future.
And I still race back on the game.
Yeah, so it's a shame really, because I pretty much made it like 3/4 of the season, and I've missed the last 2, and I will be missing the last race or 2 as well, which sucks.
Yeah, so
it is what it is.
You can watch us on either DXT Ferret Gaming, who does our commentary, as Joe goes very deep into turn 4. Could leave Erez an option for an overtake.
Erez is looking for a little switchback though.
He's going to get it, I think.
DRS wide open, but Speedy has it too. But Erez has got the speed here, got a really nice drive after taking that slightly wider line.
The brakes.
Bit earlier, but then lets off and gets it back there. They're side by side now, and Speedy's got the better line, gets the better traction. And Speedy, oh no, they're still side by side, and Erez now. This is a similar sort of thing that happened last time, and Speedy's going to be up the inside. Erez is still on the outside, and Speedy's on the inside still, but doesn't
has to yield.
Yeah, has to kind of give up there. Erez definitely was in front by quite a bit of a margin, but a car's length.
He's now dropped DRS to Avi, so could possibly get him back as we see another spinner, and I believe that is Hudzojo spinning. Hudzojo's spun now, which puts Carp into 10th place as Speedy nearly rear ends the back of El Stefano. Sorry, of Erez, missing his braking point once again. Yeah, so if you watch DXT Ferret Gaming on Friday, we start at 9 o'clock in the evening. Session starts about 9:15. That's when we normally go live. Or you can watch my onboard with on Twitch, DXT Hobo. But yeah, if you want to watch the whole race, I think the best one to watch probably. Well, I have both open.
Right up behind Womax here, trying to get that position back, and Lulu easily out drags Womax down that back straight there. And Lulu's back into 7th position. And if you follow me on Twitch, which is DXT Nevo, I'll be streaming some PC stuff. I'm hoping I can be able to stream. I'm unsure of the internet connection here, but that's where I stream anyway. Usually PC content, so it's be slightly different games, but still.
Oh, I saw a message from Rob. Let me see if I can invite Rob. I'm not sure.
One thing I actually want to say while we're all in here. Obviously, Gran Turismo 7's being released next year, I'm very tempted to try and get a Gran Turismo league going and started through the Tea Time League, which obviously we run. If anyone is getting Gran Turismo 7 and would be interested in joining some sort of league, then send me a PM so I can get some numbers, and then when it comes out and stuff, because I would quite like to get that on the go. I mean, Gran Turismo is quite big, especially for like online racing and leagues and stuff. So it would be really kind of cool to get that going and have that added on in between our F1, especially because the F1 game will be out probably a few months after Gran Turismo comes out, and this game's a bit trash, so it'd be kind of nice, I think, to get that going.
Yeah, someone also asked about us. Oh, sorry, 1 second. We're actually making a move on Louis, but can't get it done at the moment. But he's still thereabouts as they come into turn 3 and round to 4. Louis defending on the outside, but Woodman's going to have the inside on them soft tyres and makes the move done. Done before turn 4.
Also getting very, very close to James Al now. We're talking, this is the closest it's been in a little while. But James Al's starting to struggle a little bit.
Okay, so we can't invite Rob back in because apparently Scotty has left. And Scotty was the host.
Okay.
I did try to invite Rob back in. I saw his message, but actually it didn't come up on my chat for some reason. Disappeared. But I did see his message. They won't let me now invite him back in. It says can't invite players because this group has been closed.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that one. Sorry, Rob. If you can join off us, maybe to give that a go. But unfortunately, it's not letting me invite you.
DRS now open for Mighty Evan, so half a second behind. He's going to gain
Johnny's in
2
the pits.
to 3 temps.
Johnny's pitting.
Coming down to turn 1. In fact, he did gain about 3.5 tenths of a second there on James. Just needs to get a little bit closer. If he can be within about 2 to 3 tenths coming out the exit the corner, we could see Evan be able to be in a position to make an overtake on James.
When it's on the hard tyres.
So where is the Dutch face now down in 12th? Obviously needs to get he's on his own as well, man. Like that spin's really cost him. Obviously he's had a pit stop with a new wing, but that's really ruined him. And who was that on the straight then? Was that Booker? I think that was.
What tyres did he put on? Did he put on the mediums as well? So they won't even go that far into the race. He'll have to pit again probably.
Who, with Dutch face?
Yeah.
I think you can get him to the end. You just have to be a bit careful. Johnny Stokes here on the hard tyres, making his way through the field. El Stefano and Lulu still going at it.
So like I was about to say earlier, also the question got asked about us starting a NASCAR heat league.
I haven't played a NASCAR game since like NASCAR 2000.
I don't think I've played a NASCAR game full stop.
I played one years ago, like back on like the PS1, man. There was like some NASCAR game which was sick. Maybe PS2. I think it was PS1 though. Here we have Evan now. Oh, this could be it. Evan's even closer to James Al now. DRS wide open. Moves to the inside. And it's so strong round here, the DRS. And Evan takes the lead of the race.
He gets past Eros, who's coming to the pits. 11 lap old softs. Done well on them soft tyres.
I felt like James was so close to him there. Like Evan broke quite heavily going down into turn 4. And James now looking to attack back, but doesn't quite have the speed. So let's have a little look.
These two guys doing very well at the moment. At the moment, out on their own. Avi's way behind, on 6 seconds behind. Speedy even further, an extra, well basically that 10 seconds between them now.
James is keeping up with Almighty Evan, keeping the gap just under 4/10 of a second. If he can keep this sort of gap, oh my god, what a lovely corner that was from James. And he's gone from being 4/10 behind, he just got like 2/10 after that one poor corner from Evan here. We could see James is in like real prime position now as they're coming through the last few corners, which are all relatively quick. You've got this like penultimate corner, which you end up just driving out of. He's just about 4/10 of a second behind, so if James can just get this slipstream and then get the DRS wide open, he's already gaining on him. DRS is open now, going down into turn 1. Oh, James is just reeling him in. Look at that. This is what I mean by the DRS is so strong around here. And can James make it stick through to turn 1?
Yeah,
he can.
Easily done.
Evan will have to do it again now, but I mean that all fell apart because Evan had that one bad corner and then James had absolutely nailed it, and he gained about 2/10.
Well, no,
so even though Evan pulled away a little bit, that was actually quite a bad corner there from James. And now Evan's going to the outside, but James is on the inside, and I think he's going to retain. But I mean, Evan goes for the switchback, but doesn't quite get enough of a decent exit to make that
That's
stick.
side by side though.
They are, and they've got that AI car of Neles. Please be careful, boys. He's AI. He will. Oh, he's blocked James, and James has hit him. Oh no. That's exactly what I was afraid of. I really hope James has no wing damage from that, and that gives the lead to Evan there. I was really hoping that wasn't going to happen, but the AI cars are so slow to react to stuff.
They're not even. They're just stupid the way they act as well.
Yeah, they're not AI at all. Oh, Evan has a really bad corner, and that's just going to give James a run here. James is now on the outside.
I don't think he'd want to do it here though. I think he'd want to rather wait for the straight.
He's going to go out wide, swing back in, and then just get this slipstream this whole way through. I mean, he's even closer than he was last lap.
Algedifa gets past Rob as
gaining
well.
Already, and here we go. He won't even need DRS here, but DRS wide open, and James overtakes Evan there. It doesn't look like he's got any wing damage, which is good.
Hard to tell in this game, but yeah.
Oh, but although with all this little squabbling, have he started to kind of close in a little bit? Not much. He's done about half a second so far.
Yeah, I think a lot of that was due to Neles as well, the Neles AI car.
Oh yeah, of course, that cost him a little bit.
On board with Johnny Stokes now. He's chasing El Stefano. Hard tyres versus medium tyres, but DRS is going to be so powerful as he flies past into 7th place. Early stops, giving Johnny a bit of a breathing space at the moment, but he needs to do bits now to catch up as, wow, El Stefano runs really wide. Nearly gets involved in a crash between the AI car again.
Womax is still on those 13 lap old soft tyres.
He's doing well with those tyres though.
Yeah, I know, and him and Lulu are still going at it. They've been going at it pretty much since the start of the race, but you'd be thinking by now those softs would be absolutely ruined. If he keeps going at this, he can literally make a soft medium work really nicely and easily, to be honest. Most people have been in these softs off so much quicker. I mean, everyone else, well, not everyone, but you know, a lot of people have binned off their softs for one reason or another.
Everyone's binned off, it's just him.
No, that's true, everyone else has.
I'm just going to jump on board now and back to the battle between first place. James just gets a lovely drive at that final corner, which does enough, I believe, to keep him ahead.
But look, so the gap's 6 tenths, right? Watch it jump down to about 3 tenths, maybe 3.5 tenths after this. Just from the DRS alone.
It is it, look, 3
tenths,
tenths, exactly.
3 tenths of a second. Look at that, down just underneath it. It's ridiculously strong with DRS for here. So,
as again,
what other gaps again?
That's Rob face. Again. It's another AI car of Rob. Rob, you're going to get in the way, but well done, Rob. Trained your AI well.
And the Dutch face is actually reeling in Carl now, so I think we're about to see an overtake. Oh, I thought, mate, that was so close. I thought the Dutch face might clip the back of Carl there, but didn't quite make it. But makes it just before the corner. But is that going to give? That's going to give Carl the DRS. Carl pulls the old
He's going to come back.
Switcheroo, and then Carl comes back at him down the main straight, coming down into turn 1. I don't think either of them had their DRS open, you know.
No, Carl did.
Oh, Carl did. It just looked weird in this view. Yeah, I did think so because of the speed he went there. So Carl there, I don't know if he's absolutely just played a blinder or if that's accidental. If he's done that on purpose, and
he doesn't get out of the way though.
And then Carl just goes, I've got your back. I'm quicker than you, but you couldn't take my position. It's all mind games from Carl. Carl's playing his mind games.
I'll jump back on board now with the battle for first place. A message from Rob. Williams AI has an upgrade for being lapped.
And they're
both pitting. Both pitting.
Oh, and James gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Now that is a game changer.
Abbey takes the lead of the race. Hasn't pitted yet, obviously. So Lulu has finally dispatched Womax after about 4 or 5 laps now.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Womax's tyres have gone.
Womax is struggling now. Yeah,
they're both pitting though. They're both pitting. So this is going to help Womax now.
Yeah, he's really given. I mean, Lulu probably should have done an extra lap, I think, just because I mean, Womax has really made those soft tyres. Oh, and Speedy's off. Speedy's off on the gravel just after turn 4, but he keeps it. Yeah, he holds it together there.
So mediums.
He holds it together, but his gaps now.
I think
really
Womax
bad.
hards for Lulu. So again, this is going to be interesting to watch, you know, because Womax done fantastic on those softs, and now he's on a faster tyre.
Avi has like no ERS left whatsoever.
Is Hatoja going to get in the way of it? No, Brooker Bronco is going to split these two up for a little while as he's a lapped car. As El Stefano
gets past El Stefano there, but Erez on those fresher tyres, those mediums that only 3 laps old, and you got El Stefano on the tyres that he started, 15 lap old, on the tyres he started on.
I've got to say though,
well.
James appears to be gapping Evan quite a bit now. Now he's broken the DRS, and he does need to make a move though.
Yeah, he needs to get a bit of a move on, but I mean the biggest thing is obviously the 5 second, the 5 second penalty for James. That's the biggest thing here. If Evan can just stick in it, I mean he
just got his DRS.
He managed to get the DRS, so he's going to have the DRS coming down the straight, which is going to close him up to about 3.5 tenths of a second closer than he was previously. So now it's just playing his game again, really. Who's got a better pace on these hard tyres?
Avi to win as we have a spinner.
That looks like is that Hudsojo?
Hudsojo,
it's Hudsojo.
He's round again.
He's doing his best Kylie Minogue impression.
Oh, that's it. He's going to break that board.
I think he's alright.
A fine for him as well.
Now. Is he going to spin coming around? This is it's looking a bit snaky, and he runs real deep now. But that might actually be quite good for him. Get a bit of extra rubber back on there.
Look at the gap between Evan and James. He's pulled it back.
I know Evan's so. This is what I mean though. Like a bit. Oh, Evan. No, he just slid. That's going to cost him. That cost him like 6 tenths of a second. That did that little spinner, like that little slide alone. He needs to catch up a bit.
I'll just keep again past Hudsojo there. Hudsojo coming into the pit by the looks of it. He is. See, them tyres are now pretty ruined.
That little slide. I'll hold it together. Avi still going round. Not coming into the pits yet.
The gap between them 10.7 between him and Speedy. Both not pitted yet. The gap between it's starting to fall. It is starting to fall, the gap between Speedy and James. So they are catching.
Yeah, they are catching, but I think if these two keep battling as well, it's actually going to work like against them. The gap that they're trying to close down, if they keep fighting, it's not going to get anywhere, and they've really got to make the most of these fresher tyres. I mean, Avi's getting to the stage where he could go medium soft.
He could definitely.
I mean, we just saw Womack do 14 laps on those soft tyres, and his pace seemed okay.
Yeah, Womack is still ahead of Lulu as well, so he got back ahead of Lulu. I think he's got ahead of Lulu, Womack.
He has, yeah, he has. Medium tyres for him as well.
That needs to be very, very quick now.
I wonder what. So.
Oh, yellow flags. It's the Dutch face.
It's Johnny.
No, it's Johnny.
It's Johnny. So Johnny around now, and then he's got Hudsojo and Erez. Obviously, Erez is about to lap Hudsojo. Erez in 5th position. So he lost a position to Erez there. And now Erez manages to lap Hudsojo, and Johnny's going to have to kind of restart. With Dutch face back up to 7th. Respectable kind of recovery drive now. I mean, as I say that, I thought he was about to spin. Oh, I need to stop watching with Dutch face.
Problem is, Hudsojo's got a lot of pace on those new softs, but Johnny just wants to get him out of the way.
So Evan now and James now back down the main straight again, but obviously Evan wasn't close enough to try and make a little go into turn 1. So Evan needs a really clean lap.
Come on, get out of the way. There you go.
Well done there. So Johnny now on the back of Erez. Johnny's looking. He looks like he's found a bit of pace. Obviously, he was struggling more with track limits than anything, and he has a few penalties, but he's got the pace as he normally does.
Avi seems to be gapping a little bit to these guys.
I was about to say, like, he's gapped Speedy by about a second, and the gap between James and Speedy hasn't come down like that dramatically. And I mean, obviously, he's battling with Evan now as well. This is what I'm saying. Avi could be in a really good position if these two keep fighting, and the gap doesn't really come down that much.
Lulu got back past Womack.
The battle between Lulu and Womack, I feel like it's been underrated. We haven't watched it enough.
No, we haven't. And now Lulu's caught up to the back of Carl. Carl gets the pit. It's going to be interesting to see. But Carl's getting a bit of DRS from, I believe that's Rob Sim Racer's AI'd car. It is. Now it's going to be right in the way now. As we saw it earlier with Endeles B's car.
Yeah.
But it does pull out the way. Now, let's have a look now as Lulu is battling. And Avi coming to the pits. Avi's pitting for softs.
Avi is in the pits now. So soft tyres going on to Avi's car.
Yellow flags again. Is that Hudsojo?
Oh, that's Hudsojo again.
Not having a good day, is he?
It's not Hudsojo. It's Booker.
Oh, it's Booker.
That's Booker.
The Hats boys. Stay on board now with this, because Lulu, I believe, should have the pace completely over Carl. And I would expect Carl to come into pit now.
Yeah, 18 lap
Carl's coming
mediums. Yeah, Carl should come and get a set of softs on. So the gap between James and Evan is half a second. Avi is 8 seconds down the road on those soft tyres, so you've got to think they're going to be so much quicker than those hard tyres. I mean, yeah, they're going to wear out, but if Avi can reel them in and then just see them out, it's going to be hard to see. I mean, this could be an interesting, bit of a spicy finish to the race here.
So Moylan's basically said that Avi was to win this race. Could go to softs. This was early, obviously, and obviously he's done that. He's called that right. And then he said freeway battle for the lead by lap 25. So we're on lap 20 now. So 5 laps. He reckons he'd be on the back of these guys.
Okay.
I'll jump on board now with Carl. Carl's done well to get his tyres to where he did. So he's another dark horse for this. He's on soft tyres now to the end. In front of him is his teammate, who's on the hard tyres, 13 lap old hard tyres, I might add. And then El Stefano is a further 13 seconds ahead. So it'll be a bit of an ask for him to catch up to El Stefano, but there's cars that need to pit, I believe, ahead. So we'll see what Carl can do. If he can get another point on the board.
But these two, like, there's literally nothing in between James and Evan. Like, it's like the same gap every single time. Evan's really, I mean, this race between these two has been fantastic so far.
Max again is chasing down Lulu. Lulu's defended early. Bit of a weave back to the racing line. It will just enough to stop Womack's getting at that slipstream. But it just shows Lulu's got a lot of pace on those hard tyres as well.
Yeah, he does, to be fair.
There we go.
He's done well this weekend, hasn't he?
He's done very well. He's got another attempt for Womax.
Well,
he's got nobody overtake to use.
Unsettled there.
He's under 10% all the time, and Lulu's doing very well, 50% just about. Lulu just needs to maintain his ERS, maintain that gap. He's doing well.
Avi's gap now 6 seconds to these two. But he's brought it down in 2 laps. He's brought it down by about 2 seconds, about a second a lap ish. But obviously, with these two fighting as well, it's going to hold them up.
There we go, like 119.0.
119.0 there from Avi, so Avi chasing them down.
So on board now with Johnny Stokes as he's approaching the back of Erez. Erez defends extremely early, running out of overtake. But then again, Johnny has got nothing to battle with either. As they come through turns 1, 2 and 3. Still very close now. Johnny on those harder tyres, obviously. Same age, basically, to Erez. He gets a bit unstuck. DRS is back over, so he's going to lose all that time. So it won't be a move yet, unless he takes a little bit of a lunge, but I don't think that's possible at the moment. So he'll stay where he is. For another lap at least. Also, he's got that penalty as well. He's got a 3-second penalty to deal with. So Erez doesn't need to really fight him particularly. He just needs to keep ahead. Only, what, 11 laps to go? 12 laps to go?
Yeah. I mean, if it stays like this and Avi can't pull the gap in, we're looking at an almighty Evan win. We're also with James having that 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
BD's taking these tyres extremely long as well.
Yeah, he'll be quick at the end. Well. He's going to go to the softs.
I think he'll come in now. Yeah, he does.
Now. Yeah, he comes in now.
There's no because I think he's realised obviously the leaders have caught up to him. So if he comes in now, he's going to be in a better place. Obviously, he will get jumped by Avi, but then he was already behind Avi. Avi goes past now. The gap between those guys, I can't see. It's 5.5. So I don't know if it'd be a freeway battle by lap 25. It'd be very close. As Joe falls behind, the rest of these guys that haven't pitted, yellow flags again. That is just the back markers get out of the way, I believe. Will he get out ahead? I thought that was another car. No, it wasn't. That was another back marker. So there we go. So Speedy on good stead, I think. Softs to the end. Good, doing very well. Womax again, and Lewis. Womax is going to have to. Yeah, he's done that easily. Lulu up down the place into 9th. Womax has stormed past him. Evo, you still there? You got very quiet. Oh, Lulu's got a bit lost. Oh, lost all the ground there. You guys can still hear me, right? You know, all good. Yeah, you guys can still hear me. So just lost Nevo for a little while. We'll work out why we get him back in a minute. Jump back on board with this battle for first. Again, 7 attempts to gap. It would be probably about 2 attempts by the time they get to the end of the straight. Oh. Not as much this time. Not as much. The Evan is using up a lot of overtake, and once again, Nellis is going to get in the way, and that was definitely, I think there was damage off that car there. There was damage off James' car, but he will get DRS to defend.
I tell you what, this is going to be a real close end.
Where have you been?
Avi's. Sorry, Josh was popping in. Josh was just asking where he could watch a race, so I was just telling him about Rapid Pixel Racing. I have been obviously streaming.
Or DXTV Live, you know, for another good channel.
Yeah, no. Don't worry, everyone knows about that. So Evan now under 0.2 of a second, and they're coming into the final
sector. I'm not sure if James got
damage
from that.
Was that from that AI car again?
Yeah, it was LSB again, but
and Evan's back end just gets out there, and that's going to cost him. No, that's cost him 0.4 of a second. Just these little slip ups, and all while this is happening, Avi is closing in 4.5 seconds a gap.
And it's getting closer.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Avi would be reeling in. I mean, it just shows the pace that James and Evan have. Like, I really thought. I mean, and Evan, that looked like a really poor corner from Evan there. He has noticed
as well that Carl's dispatched his teammate as well up into 11th place, so he's 9 seconds away from El Stefano.
Yeah, here for Evan. That's going to close him up again.
El Stefano. Mistake from El Stefano from Carl. So I'll see if he gets him back.
Avi now they get 4.3. Avi needs a bit more. Avi needs a little. I mean, Avi even needs these two to start fighting. If these two start fighting, because I mean, so far they're just kind of following each other. They're not really fighting. If these two start fighting though, defending and everything. Oh, James' back end steps out. Oh, but so does Evans. Literally cancels it out there. But Avi has actually gained quite a good chunk of time on this lap. 3.8 seconds here. These two are kind of. I mean, James has got the most to lose. He's got that 5-second penalty. And Evan and Avi have nothing. So at the moment, Evan would take the win, and Avi would be second.
Yeah. There's little battles all over the place at the moment. You've got a little battle between the AI car's overtaking Brooker Bronco. As Brooker spins. And that's his wing.
Brooker.
There goes his wing.
I
think he's being pissed off with that one, I think.
We've got Johnny,
AI car.
Johnny on 13 lap hold hards right behind Errors as well, but we've also got with Dutch Face on those medium tyres, 18 lap hold.
And Lulu and Mumax are still battling it out.
These two have been going the whole race, haven't they? Just back and forth, overtaking each other.
As you see, I think another train forming now. As what happened there? Jumped on board with Dutch Face, and everyone was going extremely slow behind LSB.
Maybe they're just being cautious.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh no, who's that off? That's Speedy. Speedy and is that Booker? It's Speedy and Booker. They've come together, and Booker has no wing.
Well, Booker had no wing to begin with.
I'm assuming now either Speedy went to lap him or Speedy's gone off. But that's like a full speed corner. That seems a bit weird. But Speedy has no damage either. That's odd. That's really odd.
I would hate to imagine that Brooker got him confused with the AI car and tried to take him out.
Oh no. Was that?
As Booker retires. I don't know, because obviously it was a bit of a weird one.
It wasn't Lulu, that was Rob's AI car. Rob's AI car has literally just blocked Evan, and cost him quite a few tenths of a second.
The AI cars are really causing travesty to this race today.
Yeah, they're causing a lot of. I mean, obviously, the thing is, we can't invite anyone back in, so it's not even like it's anyone's fault specifically. Like Rob got kicked out and we couldn't get him back in because Scotty left, so he can't come in and retire. But also, the gap now, Avi, 3.4 seconds to Evan.
It'd be nice if we had the option as commentators to black flag someone.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like we should be able to be active. The problem when you get with that, right, is
people take the piss.
On other races, people would take the piss. But when you're in a league race, I think it's an option where you can turn it on or off.
Yeah,
for spectators. And in league races, you could be like you and me aren't going to take the piss, if you know what I mean.
No, exactly.
So we could, and if we saw something filthy, we could be like, that is be able to warn people and actually actively steward.
I wouldn't want to actively steward it per se, but obviously if someone takes someone out, I'd obviously jump in. But if you've got AI cars, then I'd definitely be AI, getting them out.
Yeah, AI cars definitely get rid. And if we saw some blatant takeouts or anything, we could maybe give them penalties or something. That would be kind of a cool feature to have. But I think you'd need a few extra slots so you can have 2 stewards kind of watching the race.
Yeah.
So the gap now, Avi, 2.7 seconds. I mean, he's still got enough tyre life left. And he's still got enough laps left, 2.4 seconds. I mean, he's reeling them in. He can see him now. He'll be sniffing them.
So Rob just said, I tried to get him to retire. I actually retired when it said everyone was leaving the lobby. Feel shit, but my AI car's ruined. It's not your fault. I say it's not your fault.
Rob. Not at all. There's nothing you can do about it.
Again, Evan not close enough at the moment, but I'm on board now with Dutch Face and Johnny Stokes. Is he going to get past Erez? Erez has got a nice defensive line here. He goes straight to that wall.
He has. Yeah. Really nice. So Erez.
Dutch Face is going to be in puncher territory soon. This is from Moyland.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Johnny Stokes does make the move. Bit of a late break from Erez. Bit of a twitch though from Johnny.
Lose it, but Johnny Stokes manages to get past Erez there. McDutch Face is literally just waiting for these guys to literally be doing what they're doing right now and fighting like this.
There we go. There he goes.
Oh, look at that lunge. Full send from McDutch Face. Beautiful.
Send it. Send it.
Send it. Send it. And I tell you what, Erez
he's still there though. Erez
going to send it.
No, he backs out.
No, on the outside, backs out of it. That's pretty a clever move, to be honest.
Yeah,
that could have been bad. But Erez now still right behind him, and he's going to get the benefit of the DRS as well. But then so is McDutch Face, maybe. McDutch Face might just lose out here. Obviously, these 21 up-old mediums aren't really helping McDutch Face. But really good recovery drive considering. Obviously, he spun early on.
They will help his team out a little bit, him blocking.
Oh yeah, 100%. It'll allow. I mean, McDutch Face is now at the DRS, so it allows Johnny to get down the road a little bit. But it does. What's happened here with Avi? Avi, the gap was coming down to like 2 points, I think, and now it's back up to like 3. I mean, maybe those softs have had. Maybe? I don't know.
Well, Dutch Face is pitting. Dutch Face is pitting. So he's done what he needs to do. Dutch Face has pulled off a Perez.
I mean, he's got a good gap back to Speedy, to be honest.
Yeah, especially after that spin. We did find out from Joe what happened there, but we don't obviously right now.
I mean, Joe's now coming around the final couple corners, and he's going to be at a full chat. McDutch Face has just left his pit box now. I think he's going to lose out to Speedy here.
Carl and Aldifa again have switched places, so Carl's back up into 11th place.
I mean, Speedy's got slipstream. McDutch Face is going to lose out here to Speedy, so McDutch Face down to 7th, but does have that super fresh set of softs. And Evan has now managed to lose out on the DRS of James.
There he has.
Yeah, the gap now 1.4 seconds.
I mean,
Evan can still kind of maybe think about coming back towards the end. I mean, again, James still does have that 5-second penalty.
So yeah, Moreland just in the chat. Abby needs some fighting, but I don't think it's going to happen now. 1.3 seconds the gap.
Yeah. I mean, unless these... I mean, the thing is with these hards, like the softs are going to get worse, where the hards are still in like prime working, like lappage really. 13 lap old hards.
Oh yeah,
here.
Easy.
Not that bad.
They're still basically fresh.
They're going to be going for like 10 to 13 laps probably.
LSP's cars getting in the way again as he's brought Womack and Lewis back together again. Womack again, that line just manages to get him a lot of like speed out of that corner. Just keeps him just ahead of Lewis. Again, these lines he's taken don't seem like they're the right line to take, but it just seems to work for him.
The gap between Avi and
Evan flags.
Literally just ping-ponging. That is, I think, Carl...
No, it wasn't. That was Avi.
Or Al-Jadifa. Oh, was it?
Oh, it was Al-Jadifa. Yeah, I saw Avi going slow, and it was right in the middle of the yellows.
But Avi, 2.7 seconds. Still enough to get in front of James, but...
Well, technically, he's ahead of James on the penalty.
Well, yeah, that's it. So it's enough to get in front of James. Okay, that's nothing.
Yeah, moving out the way.
That's just game just saying stuff for no reason.
Al-Jadifa has been moved out the way for Avi.
I think Avi might have lost all his pushing power in those soft tyres now. I mean, they are coming to the end of their life, obviously. I mean, Womack's taken him like 14 laps, was kind of amazing, to be fair.
Carl's coming to the pits, 8 lap olds. I think you can probably put a stretch
right
there.
Behind Speedy now. Sorry, and McDutch Face is looking to try and get past Speedy. What can he do? He's right on the back of him. They're going... Oh, he's almost pushing him around. They're coming into the final sector now. So McDutch Face might just be lining them up for a nice little clean sweep down the main straight. Here they come. I mean, it's weird. Even the traction difference are like very... Like, I mean, 6 lap old softs aren't even that bad, but it looks like McDutch Face has so much more grip.
Moylan's seeing things he shouldn't. I don't know what he's seeing, but he reckon he made a bit of a weird statement there. There we go. So the Dutch Face now
coming down there. DRS wide open down the inside.
Not much
and
Joe
there's
can
nothing
do.
Speedy can really do. I mean, all Joe really needs to do is just hold on and then do the same thing again. But then you've got
James
to play
needs
it
to
right.
push though. James needs to really push now because he's
Yeah.
going to lose out basically to second place. So he's going to lose out on a race win potentially.
Avi is just out of the 5-second window right now. Avi's dropping back now.
Oh, he is. Yeah, just about. He's flirting
out.
with it. He's flirting with it.
Yeah. I think these soft tyres are kind of screaming. I mean, the gap seems like it's just absolutely just rising massively. Avi's struggling, I think.
Again, Lulu and Womax are still stuck behind each other. This battle, Lulu must be sick of the sight of that Alpine as Lulu spun. Lulu's round. Oh, the commentator's curse.
Lulu.
What a commentator's curse.
I
was just saying.
He's got to keep 9th.
He will keep 9th. If his tyres ain't too bad. He'll be a bit hot at the moment, but he should be okay. I think he's got enough time to pit as well and come out ahead.
James has turned it up these final few laps, man. Like, I said that as he goes wide, but I mean, considering how close it was, and now he's gapped him like Evan by almost 2 seconds. He's clear of the 5 seconds to Avi. It's very close. We're talking like just under half a second here.
Fastest lap as well. That was it. Oh no, that was. Yeah, it was Dutch face. Yeah, 1:17.9. And these fresh
softs just aren't helping him out anymore. They're coming to the end of their life, so he's not going to be able to push that much. It would take an error from James now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's going to pull 3 seconds on Evan to take the win.
Lulu penalty.
What I think we need now is a safety car, but then what we do is it doesn't finish behind the safety car. The safety car pulls off at a corner after slowing everyone down and lets everyone attack James right at the end.
I wonder where they got that one from, as we are on the last lap now.
I'm just thinking of ideas now.
We're on the last lap. So James currently in first.
Slow him down.
But look at Evan. Evan is the one you're going to watch because Evan is the one who's going to take this lead. If he doesn't get a penalty.
Oh yeah, but the gap also. Let's go from the
it's still 5. It's still flirting. It's still flirting.
Avi is so close. Avi, you just need to push. Turn into almighty Avi, and then just. Oh, it is so close. I'm not even rooting for anyone in particular. It's just.
So Moylan just said, "I understand now why you guys love commentating. This is so fun to watch, mate. It's literally, it's brilliant. The gap, 5 seconds, it's gone over. Now it's under. It's all down on this.
So much going on. Oh, was that Sector 1? That looks like a Haas. I think that's probably... that'd be Hudsojo.
Hudsojo, the only one left. It's like he's spun.
I look at Avi now. It's still flirting. It's going all these corners.
James is letting him pass. What's James doing?
He's run out of fuel. He's run out of fuel.
Oh no!
He's run out of fuel.
Avi can get him.
He's gassing. Avi's going to do it because of the 5-second penalty anyway, but Avi's going
to get him on track anyway. Almighty Evan will take the win. Avi will come second, and James will come third.
Another fuels fiasco. When was the last fuel fiasco? What was that? Like 2 races ago, wasn't it? When like 3 people ran out of fuel. Oh my days!
As Eric, and Johnny's out of fuel. Johnny's out of fuel as well. As Eric gets back past. Johnny's run out of fuel. Who else is going to run out of fuel?
That's
Joe's battling now with Stutchface. One of these guys could run out of fuel. They're both flashing red. Who's it going to be?
It can't be another fuel fiasco. It can't be still doing it.
It's Joe!
It's Joe!
Joe's out of fuel! Oh my god.
Joe's run out. Did these guys... Do you not understand the concept of fuel, guys? Do you not understand that fuel makes your cars run?
I think it's going to be okay to get him stay in front of Womax, but...
Lulu's flashing. El Stefano's flashing. I mean...
I think Lulu's okay for the minute.
Be right. Lulu's flashing.
Lulu's okay.
Gonna run out?
Lulu's
okay.
I
think he's alright. He's got the good flashing.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay, Lulu's okay. What about El Stefano?
He nearly hits the side of the wall as he goes into the pits. El Stefano is fine now. There's no one can overtake him now.
Yeah. El Stefano's
Oh my god.
I can't believe that. Not another fuel fit. That is ridiculous.
Oh my days.
That is mental.
What an end to this race. Moylan, that is why we love this race. That's why we love commentating. Avi driver of the day. I can't argue with that, really. Oh no, I've got to give it to...
I feel like Evan, for me.
Yeah, I've got to give it to Evan, I think.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Avi did nothing wrong in the whole I thought he was going to come back and win
James
that, but
said, I'm
Evan
never
kept
gambling
James
on a
honest the
safety
whole
car
time.
or VSC again. There was not one safety car, not one
Yeah.
VSC that whole race.
That's the issue, isn't it? Like, you gamble for that and then that happens. Like, I mean, it's unlucky with James getting that. I mean, obviously it's irrelevant now. Obviously he ran out of fuel, but unlucky with him getting the penalty going into the pit lane.
Yeah,
The racing between him and Evan was.
He said that was a
incredible.
joke. I was on 49 miles an hour. And all fairness, James, if it's any consolation, you wouldn't have got it anyway because you ran out. Yeah.
It really screws you. So there we have the finishing order. Almighty Evan coming in with the win. Great drive from Evan and our driver of the day. Second place Avi. Third place James. Fourth place Johnny. Fifth place Erez. Sixth place McDutchface. Seventh place Woomax. Eighth place Speedy. Ninth place Lulu. 10th place El Stefano. 11th place we've got Carl. 12th place we've got Al Jadifa. 13th place Hud Sojo. 14th place Rob. 15th place Neles, although Rob was AI, Neles was AI. And then DNFing we had Booker and Scotty.
So interestingly, in that, Johnny Stokes jumped ahead of Erez. So
yeah, from penalties.
From penalties, yeah. So Johnny does keep his fourth place just. But yeah, what a fiasco.
I mean, from 6th to 2nd for Avi, that's great. Good job from Avi.
Joe lost out as well to Woomax. He did lose out on penalties in the end.
Lost out. Wow, look how close that was as well. 9/10 of a second.
Yeah, the back markers getting in the way. That was a bit of a annoyance.
Yeah, the AI cars.
They did, bless them, they did try.
People.
I'm not sure about Neles actually, but Rob Sim Racer has been in the chat. We were trying to invite him to get him back in, but because Scotty's left, it kind of shut the lobby down so that no one could actually join.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So he was trying. I said we can vouch for him. He was definitely trying. I do want to see the race direct actually, because I want to see what happened with Booker and if they did make contact. Did he get a warning for contact with Speedy?
I mean, he got a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. But that might have been cutting back across to go into pit lane or something, I don't know. Can't remember where he was at that time.
Because it was a bit of a random... He got a penalty on lap 13. Was that the lap that we saw?
Nah, that was too early.
I thought it was a bit too early for that one.
We were talking like lap 20 something. That happened, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was lap 16, I think it was, because that was... Oh no, lap 23?
23, I think.
But it was 41 seconds for Joe.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, a bit interesting. Not sure what happened there. So obviously, stewards will look into it after this race.
But there we go.
El Stefano, Neles AI almost killed me. He wasn't the only one, mate.
Yeah.
Coming at the pits.
Yeah.
Ami little VAS. I don't know what that says. Vasf Tech.
Okay. Varktech. Gabriella Oliver, yeah? Yeah, she said it in mine as well.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Sorry. Apologies. But what a great race, man.
Every
week,
man. Me 2 front wings. Nearly cost me 2 front wings. I did think so. I did say that in the chat. I thought he might have cost you a front wing. If you go across to instance, it should say. It didn't say, actually say what they got a penalty for and all that. It just says, didn't say anything. Oh yeah, I should have gone to instance, shouldn't I? Never mind. A bit late for that comment. But there we go.
But great racing, everybody. Obviously exciting race. There was obviously the Lulu and Woomax battle, which lasted like the whole race. And again, you had James Owl and Evan again out front. It's a shame that McDutchface spun because that would have been a 3-way battle, which would have been really interesting to watch. So it's unfortunate there for McDutchface, but again, he came back well. So yeah, well done. And wow, last race of the season next week, 20th.
Gonna miss it
around Imola. So make sure you tune in. Don't forget to subscribe to Rapid Pixel Racing on YouTube and follow DXT TV on Twitch. While you type in Twitch,
YouTube.
Oh, is it on YouTube?
DXT TV Live on YouTube.
Oh, okay, on YouTube. And then go to Twitch and follow DXT Hobo and DXT Nevo. Definitely. Just because we're awesome. That's all you need to know about that.
So you guys, if you do want to catch us again in the week, Nevo, I think you'll be gaming probably at some point, maybe. But so I don't know what
I'm gaming. I'm unsure what I'm going to. I need to see if my connection can handle streaming.
Yeah, and I'll be online.
Well, I mean, it's streaming this okay, but it's different streaming it from console to PC. So we'll have a little wait and see. I'm also tempted to move over to YouTube as well, actually. So
could do really. You get better what's the name?
Well, Twitch has literally like fucked me over really because I got a payout from Twitch, and then oh, the broadcast just stopped. Wow. I got a payout from Twitch, and then ever since then, my streams have been laggy as fuck. Really weird timing. Literally day after. Makes sense.
Yeah, so if you want to watch my onboard, I only use it for really, for instance. But yeah, DXT Hobo for my onboard. If you want to watch the full commentary, DXT Ferret Gaming to watch the Friday league that starts at 9 on UK time, so on Friday. Your Twitch, yes, Nevo Gaming, that is him. He is Nevo Gaming.
Oh yeah, it's Nevo Gaming, yeah.
So yeah, so look out for him. But yeah, and then that's basically it. So we are going to try and see if we can make out a few new leagues we can either commentate or race on. Hopefully, certainly in the new year sometime. But yeah, join us for the last race of the season here at Pixel Racing round 22, round MLR. That'll be the 20th. I believe the title is nearly sewn up now, but it'll be good to watch. So thank you for the follow on Nevo's behalf. He appreciates all the follows he can get. But yeah, so guys, thank you very much for watching. Catch us next week for the last round of Pixel Racing. I have been Dixie Hobo, your host, joined with, as always, by DXT Nevo. But until next week, sayonara.
Bye.